What's going on, everybody? Obscure Reference here. It's Austin and Pat with another trailer reaction. This time, what are we watching, Austin?
We're watching the show that was four different shows before it became The Penguin,
The second
which
chapter in Matt Reeves' little Batman universe that he's got going on. It's coming. It's coming. Later.
finally, I think this was in production, not this show, but the original idea was in production at the same time as the movie. And it
Mm,
just went through so many changes that it's now finally coming out years later.
yeah, I do remember them talking about it before the movie was actually out, so that lines up, I think. What
Yeah,
I
it was
know, at
supposed to be
least.
Gotham PD originally.
Isn't that what Gotham is?
What?
The show Gotham.
No, no, no.
No, no, no.
I mean, yes, but this was Matt Reeves. I don't even know
Oh,
what to go.
that's a
Matt
different.
Reeves developed a Gotham PD show. It didn't ever end up coming out, and now it's morphed into the Penguin show with Colin Farrell,
Hmm. I
which you can
almost,
barely tell it's him.
I almost called him. Who's the guy that played? No, that's just a tangent. We need to go down that road. So yeah, now that we've teed this up a lot, are we ready to jump in and see what's up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the trailer for the trailer.
Love this every time.
When I was a kid,
Still hate that name.
You know what?
there was a
Cobblepot.
gangster. Real old school type. Rex Calabrese.
Real old school.
He was a big
Calabrese.
deal.
I still
Yeah.
can't believe that that's Colin.
You saw him
No,
on the street,
seriously, he just disappears.
call out to you.
Ooh, Maserati.
Yeah.
When I'm 14 or something, he has a heart attack and dies.
Oh, there you go, the
Homeless
Iceberg
cigar.
Lounge.
In my neighborhood, they throw a parade in his honor. A freaking parade. I mean, it wasn't fancy, but it was a gesture.
Okay. He's taking over for
Show love
what's his face?
for what he meant.
Oh, Fancy Brown.
Is he our Gotham PD guy?
No, he's Maroney. I
Can you
believe.
imagine to be remembered like that?
Wah. That seems pretty cool. I'm gonna say it. Hot take.
Hot take, dude.
Hot take. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna pull this up. Because refresh my memory. It was Carmine Falcone in the movie.
Falcone.
Yeah. Did they say
Yeah, he
Falcone?
was in. I don't. They change it every time.
I was gonna say every rendition of Carmine. I'm just gonna call him Carmine. They changed how you say his last name.
Mm-hmm.
Salvatore Moroni. Okay. Yep. Other big mob boss from the Batman world. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. I I love a good mafia story. I think the world that Matt Reeves set up in his first Batman movie is rich for them to play with, and the fact that they're making it look as good as they are on a television show budget, I think speaks wonderfully to the direction of the set design. Um, but yeah, I think this looks really good so far. Where
I mean,
you
I
at?
think they probably, if not, we're shooting it at roughly the same time, kept the sets,
Mm-hmm.
that crossover there, um, so that because I mean, some of those shots were just like right out of the same sets of the Batman.
Seriously, yeah.
So, like I think that's a kind of a benefit of shooting these at the same time. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I think like the world that Matt Reeves set up. One of the best parts about the Batman was, I mean, you know, however you want to feel about this, but the aspects like of the crime, boss, the Seven esque stuff with the mystery thriller
Mm-hmm.
and the world that sets up. And so I think that this fits perfectly into that. It'll
Mm-hmm.
be interesting to see how this ties into the rest of it. Obviously, Penguin in the movie is just kind of like, hey, he exists, so that you can then, connect with him later, whether it's in, movie two, it's in the show, or wherever that ends up going. But I think that Colin's portrayal in that was really good, and so I'm glad that we get to see that here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see seemingly anyone going against them. Is it going to be like mob boss on mob boss type thing? Because we didn't see any like police, we didn't see anything like investigators or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they showed us what this was rated, but I mean, obviously you can get into some real dark stuff should you want to if you're going to go baddie versus baddie.
Yeah. All right. Looking on the Wikipedia page, the premise says taking place 1 week following the events of the Batman. The series explores the rise to power of Oswald Cobblepot in Gotham City's criminal underworld. So I'm guessing it'll be mob on mob action,
Mm-hmm.
which
Which is cool.
it tickles me. I
I'm
love
down
that
for
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think this as a teaser trailer did really good of teasing the stuff too. Like obviously we saw the iceberg lounge.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that he built whatever like brace for his leg so he doesn't have to use a cane to get around.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this teases a lot of good character development. I don't know if development's the right word there, but like character choices and world building
World
for
development. Yeah.
Penguin as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just ready to see Colin run wild with this one.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that was one of my favorite parts. I keep saying I love gangster mobster shit. That was one of my favorite parts about Batman. The Batman, sorry, is the way they portrayed Gotham and how it's like, yeah, there's like a bunch of like seemingly law and order to it all, but there's also like a seedy underworld that kind of runs things from the shadows. Because I think for my money, this might be what Matt Reeves has said might be my favorite portrayal of Gotham, in live action at least, not overall. But I think a lot of that speaks to just how well developed so far, at least with without having watched this yet, how well developed the criminal underworld and the mobsters are. I think, and we're bringing in Salvatore Maroni into this as Clancy Brown. I haven't seen him do a bad job yet with anything, so I think he'll do good here. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what this looks like. Knowing this is 2 weeks after Gotham is flooded. Very curious to see what that'll look like. Spoilers for the Batman.
I really think it's interesting too. Of like, usually at least in the live action portion of this, it's the Batman comes once the mob has kind of really already existed and built up to kind of run everything.
Yeah.
And so in this case, we get to see a little bit more of the inner turmoil. It's really been more like, all right, Batman's first job is to take down the mob, and then we go forward to whoever you want it to be, Scarecrow or the Joker or whatever. And so this will give us kind of, much like Pattinson's Batman's supposed to be a much younger Batman early on, like year one-esque type stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get some of that same thing with the development of the baddies in the world as well, and especially because he went with a much more grounded take on Batman and the world. We're probably not going to see like Clayface or someone like that. So these are much better characters to kind of develop for the world that eventually the Batman can face. I'd venture to guess that Penguin is the villain of the second movie, but we'll see.
I'm pretty sure they said that Clayface was the villain.
That would be a wild choice within the world that they've made.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
Unless they're gonna go Clayface just as, a person rather than like that having to CGI a giant blob. I don't know if I like that. If that's true.
Okay, I thought that was confirmed, but it might just be a rumor. I don't know, because I've also seen rumors for Hush as well, so I don't really know. It's not like you can't do two villains in one movie. I mean, we had the Penguin, the Joker,
I really
and the
think
Riddler in the first
they
one.
would. they really should go away. Like I would go towards like the Court of Owls, Hush works.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the mob bosses, Joker, we already know exists. I would stray away from like Clayface or Scarecrow, or anyone like that.
Yeah. I would tend to agree. I don't think we need to retread what's already been done. I think we've gotten a good Scarecrow in live action already. Same with, uh, Mr. Freeze. So, just kidding about the Freeze. I think we.
Yeah, I would stay away from that one too.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see a grounded take on that, but I also know that we don't necessarily need that again. But yeah, I agree. Hush would work. Court of Owls. I almost thought they were kind of building up to that with the way they were talking about the Wayne family and their history with Gotham in the
Mm-hmm.
first one. So I maybe we get a little bit more of that. Maybe we do ultimately get the Court of Owls at some point. Maybe not in the second one, maybe the third one. I don't know. Um, but I don't.
I mean, we have to do Joker at some point because they're setting that up. So
Yes, they are.
unless we're gonna do 5 movies, I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe they're somehow able to mix him in with it. Matt Reeves has done crazier things, so I'm curious to see where all this is going. I think this will be a good teaser for what the Batman 2 will be about. How? I have no idea. No idea. But Colin Farrell looks great. Clancy Brown looks great. This looks great. I'm gonna watch this for sure.
100%.
All right. Any closing thoughts on the Penguin?
Yeah, Max Original is a terrible name. HBO sucks for doing that.
HBO. Yep. Yep. Shout out to David Zaslav, the big ol' asshole. Anyway, bring back HBO and Coyote versus Acme. All right. So I think that's gonna do it for us today for the Penguin. If you like what we had to say, if you got some contention with what we say, if you actually think that oh my God, Colin Farrell is not a good Penguin, sound off in the comments. We'll tell
You're
you why you're wrong.
incorrect.
We'll tell you why you're wrong, but sound off in the comments. So with that, leave a like, subscribe, follow us on our socials. We stream every Monday and Thursday. Keep up to date with us on our socials so you can know when we're streaming then and when we're doing bonus streams. And yeah, keep an eye out on the subscription fee. We got some cool stuff coming up. But until then, goodbye.